Imagine a world bursting with life after years of gloom. Restoration England. Theatres, once silent, now buzzed with excitement, and at the centre of this revival stood William Congreve. More than a playwright, Congreve was a master of words, capturing the spirit of his age with razor-sharp wit. His plays weren't just entertaining, they were insightful, holding a funhouse mirror to society's vanities. Audiences flocked to see his dazzling characters spar with words, their dialogues a whirlwind of puns and clever insults. Congreve's comedies became the talk of the town, reflecting the ambitions and follies of London's elite. He didn't write simple heroes or villains, but complex, witty figures navigating a world where a clever phrase could be more valuable than gold. Congreve understood this world intimately, inviting audiences to laugh at its absurdities. How did he come to define an entire genre? It's a story of talent, ambition, and perfect timing. Arriving when audiences craved something daring and new, Congreve gave them exactly what they wanted. In doing so, he created a legacy that would echo through the centuries. The king of Restoration comedy, his influence endures long after the stage lights dimmed. To understand Congreve, we must step back to a time when England was ruled by Puritans, stern, serious, and hostile to pleasure. Theatres were closed for 18 years. Then in 1660, King Charles II returned, reopening playhouses and ushering in the vibrant Restoration era. Theatres became grand, fashionable, and for the first time featured actresses on stage. This was a reaction against years of restraint, now replaced by excess and social liberation for the elite. The court of Charles II was infamous for its decadence and wit, and the new comedies reflected this world. Restoration comedies were sophisticated, cynical, and often scandalous, exploring themes like adultery and deception with a satirical touch. The audience was a tough elite crowd, hungry for sharp dialogue and social satire. This was the world waiting for Congreve, a world ready to celebrate a playwright who could capture its unique spirit, and Congreve was its brightest star. William Congreve's journey began far from London, in Ireland, where he grew up and received a classical education. He attended Kilkenny College and Trinity College, Dublin, absorbing the works of Roman and Greek authors, knowledge that would shape his writing. Sent to London to study law, Congreve was quickly drawn to the city's vibrant literary and theatrical life. Coffee houses buzzed with debates, and theatres competed fiercely for the next big hit. While supposed to be studying law, Congreve secretly wrote his first work, a novel, Incognita, showing early signs of his talent for witty plotting. His real break came through his friendship with John Dryden, the great poet and playwright, who became his mentor. Dryden recognized Congreve's potential, guiding him into London's theatrical circles. With Dryden's support, Congreve wrote his first play in his early 20s. He submitted it to the Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, where the managers saw his genius and took a chance. In 1693, his debut play was staged, changing the London theatre scene forever. The law student from Ireland was about to become the most celebrated playwright of his generation. Congreve's rise was meteoric, his wit, timing, and insight unmatched. A new era in English comedy had begun. In 1693, the Old Bachelor premiered at the Theatre Royal, launching Congreve into instant stardom. The play was a sensation, packed with witty heroes, sharp-tongued ladies, and a plot full of tricks and deceptions. Audiences were captivated by the sparkling dialogue and clever satire. The Old Bachelor ran for 14 consecutive nights, an unprecedented success. Congreve's mentor, John Dryden, declared it the best first play he'd ever seen. The play's characters like Hartwell, Araminta, and Sir Joseph Whittle became icons of the comedy of manners. Congreve quickly followed with The Double Dealer, a darker, more satirical work featuring the villainous Maskwell. While not as commercially successful, The Double Dealer impressed critics with its psychological depth and biting critique of hypocrisy. Congreve proved he was more than a writer of light entertainment. He was a serious artist, unafraid to push boundaries. His range and intellect set him apart from his peers. London's theatre scene had found its new star. Congreve's reputation soared, and audiences eagerly awaited his next move. He was redefining what comedy could be. After the Double Dealer's mixed reception, Congreve returned in 1695 with Love for Love, a perfect blend of fun and sharp satire. The play was a massive hit, cementing his status as the era's greatest comic playwright. Love for Love opened a new theatre at Lincoln's Inn Fields, making it a major rival to the Theatre Royal. The plot tangled love and money, with Valentine pretending madness to win his inheritance and the heart of Angelica. The cast of characters: Ben the sailor, Tattle the gossip, Miss Prue the naive country girl, and Forsyte the superstitious old man, delighted audiences. Congreve's genius lay in combining fast-moving plots with dialogue that sparkled with intelligence. The witty courtship between Valentine and Angelica became legendary. Beneath the satire, the play explored sincere love, not just social advantage. Audiences adored it. Congreve had found the perfect formula. He was at the peak of his powers, his reputation unassailable. Restoration comedy had reached new heights. 5 years after Love for Love, Congreve unveiled his masterpiece, The Way of the World, in 1700. Today it's seen as the pinnacle of Restoration comedy, polished, dazzling, and linguistically brilliant. The play's intricate plot revolves around Mirabel's quest to marry Millamant, navigating the schemes of her formidable aunt, Lady Wishfort. The real magic lies in the witty, sophisticated negotiation between Mirabel and Millamant, the famous proviso scene. Here, love is a battle of equals, a modern discussion about independence and partnership. The play's dialogue is a masterclass in wit, but its cool brilliance puzzled audiences of the time. Tastes were shifting toward more sentimental, moralizing plays. The Way of the World wasn't a failure, but it didn't receive the rapturous applause of Congreve's earlier hits. Disappointed, Congreve retired from the stage at just 30.
Hey there, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to stay updated with all my latest content, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update.